Hey everybody, thanks for coming to the call today. Let's talk about how to make passive income. True passive income.
Uh, this is the new A80. That reminds me, I'm gonna grab an A80. I got some goodies. This here is the A80. This is just a demo of it. Okay. Oh, can't see that. Let's do it this way. No, still can't see it. There you can. All right. So this is a demo of the A80. Okay. And it's just a device that plugs into the network and it makes you money. It's just an asset. And I love it when assets make me money. So just want to get into the presentation here. This is the A80, and I'm going to quickly go through the first couple of pages here because they're just lots of information, and most of it is just simply social information, except for the first one, which is we got a recognition from people, from our own colleagues on the best service provider in the industry, and that was really cool. We got that award just a couple of months after we formed the company, and that was a year ago in March. Okay. So just going to quickly slide up the rest of these videos because it really talks about, all the social aspect of it. And there's lots and lots of events, lots of people all over the place. This is really great. The company is awesome. It's on the move and it's got lots of things going on. Okay. And so I'm going to continue on with once we get into the meat of it so I can explain to you guys more about what the company is about because basically what we're doing is we're building a community and the community is growing and you can be anywhere in the world. The You can be anywhere in the world and work and you can work from home and it's great. Now, there's a couple of ways to make money with this company. One is the main way is to make money using the booster, okay, which I'll explain in a little bit. And you can also make money using the coin, and I'll explain that a little bit as well. And you can also make money if you choose to talk to people and they join you. You can make one-time commissions off that. That's super great as well. And so those are different ways of making money. All right. So our footprint. We like I said, we've been in all sorts of events all over the place. This is the picture here of Logan Lee, and he's actually in front of one of our farms, the mining farms in Texas. Now, Texas is the first mining farm that came online, and what happens is we have our boosters connect to the mining farms, connect to the miners. The miners are the one doing the work, and what the boosters do is they detect the movement on the network and they provide those jobs to the miners so that the miners are working efficiently. Okay. So we've got two mining farms. The other one is in Ethiopia. It's water cooled. That's so cool. Okay. This is Logan Lee and Lenny Herlin. Lenny Herlin, he had the software for this product working in his lab for about 2 years prior to us getting involved. Okay. And Logan Lee had his own little hobby farm and he wanted to to make it more efficient. Okay. And so he sent out some feelers and that's just how he got in touch with Lenny. Okay. So Lenny's out of Poland is where he's from. Okay. So over this past year, we've had many, many, many interviews with Binance because Binance is kind of looking at us because we're the up and coming, and we started off with a token. Then our token was converted into blockchain, and the blockchain we now have applications coming onto the blockchain, and our token has been converted into a coin. And this is one of the reasons why Binance has been interviewing us is because we're in the process of bringing the coin onto exchanges. And I'll get to that. I'll explain a little bit more about that when you get there. Okay. So we're all sorts of, we've got YouTube channels, we've got channels in Telegram, channels in all sorts of places. Okay. And what's happening is Bitcoin is the new digital gold. Okay. It's better than gold because it's intellectual property that if you have to flee your country, it doesn't matter. You own it, and if you choose to give a portion to one person or a little bit to somebody else or sell whatever off. You can do that at any amount. It doesn't matter. Okay. And so it's easy to transport. It's divisible and it's immutable and indestructible. And this is what makes Bitcoin powerful. Bitcoin is the number one asset. The past 11 years, it's been 8 of the past 11 years. Okay. And so it's projected to get up to 200,000, 500,000, $1 million per coin within the next couple of years. Okay. The Bitcoin is really a good asset to acquire. Listen to other people. Listen to Michael Saylor, listen to Kathy Woods, and see what they have to say. Because I'm just an IT guy, okay? But basically, fiat currency is you're losing money in fiat currency and you're making money in Bitcoin, okay? So the Bitcoin price will be going up over the next few years, and when it goes on sale, like it did a couple of months ago to $80,000, it's great time to buy some more. But then it goes back up, and then it goes on sale again. Great time to buy some more. It's a good time to buy it when it's on sale. So when it's up, it's up. It's also a good time to earn it. And this is the best part, is we actually earn it every single day. Okay. Um, Let me talk a little bit about our company and what we're doing, because we're in the perfect time, we're in the perfect position so that we all can make money. Okay. This here is Logan Lee. He's a banker out of Singapore, and he's got some background in finance, and so he basically put up the money to be able to manufacture the hardware. Okay, this is Lenny Herlin, and like I said, he lives in Poland, and he brought the software. So we own the hardware and the software. Okay. This is Dr. Mark Daktuk, and he is bringing new technologies onto the blockchain. So there's some games that are coming out, and I'll talk about those things in a little bit. All right. So this is the most important thing. See, Logan Lee knows that, because he's kind of financial background, he knows that to have a money services business, you have to have a license for money services businesses. And you receive that license from FinCEN, which stands for Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, Department of Treasury. So what their mandate is they want to make sure that people are not money laundering, okay? That it's not a Ponzi scheme where money comes in from Peter and it goes out to Paul. That's what they're trying to avoid. And so that's why if you want a money services business, you have to register. And that's what we did. So way back in April, we received our money services business license, and the QR code right here, just bleep, and you can type in our number, 31000-270-260-594. Okay. And so those are the MSB license is the most important thing. It's the government registered, and you can click to the website, go see it, and see what I'm talking about. Okay. Now let's go on. Now, I was just in Kuala Lumpur 2 weeks ago. This is the server room, in fact, where there's like 8,000, I think it's 8,000 boosters are held in the server room. Okay, from my perspective, an IT guy, I really appreciate that it's being hosted at the server room. Okay, in the parent company, because they're dealing with the internet, they're dealing with the electricity, they're dealing with a hermetically sealed environment, they're dealing with all of that. Whereas if regular computing people plug it in the USB, they have troubles, they have to configure this, that, and the other thing. Oh man, lots of hassle that way. This way, way better. Okay, so I was able to tour the offices just a couple of weeks ago, and it was super great. We actually stayed in the hotel right across the street, the same hotel that Jan was staying in when he first got introduced to BitHarvest. It was really cool. I actually did a little video. Here's on one corner the building where BitHarvest is. Okay, here's on the other corner. This is the hotel. One corner. This is literally right across the street. Alrighty, people. So this is I'm about to show you. We're at the corner between BitHarvest. So here is BitHarvest across the street from the hotel. So yeah, that's how close we are. There's the hotel, and there's BitHarvest. So, we've had all sorts of cool events. Like I said, we just came back from birthday celebration in Macau on the 13th of April. And so I was there and participated in that. That was a lot of fun. And there's lots of new technologies coming out, which I'll talk a little bit about today and explain to you guys. Okay. And my picture won't be in one of these, but people say I was in one of the videos. So I was like, oh, okay, all right. Okay, this is another look, not the server room, but this is actually warehouses. Okay, so they've got two warehouses in addition to the server room that are in Kuala Lumpur in undisclosed locations, and they house the rest of the boosters. Okay, so there's only 8,000 in the main office, all the rest of them. And one person asked me, she goes, well, are these Ferris cages? Yes, they are. And I have confirmed that. So there you go. But I wasn't in these extra. Like I said, it's undisclosed locations. So I was just able to go into the server room itself just here. So let's talk about a little bit about how it works. Okay. So the way mining normally works is the mining machine has two functions that it does. It detects movement on the network. So someone is moving Bitcoin from place A to place B. Okay. Doesn't matter the amount, doesn't matter how much it is, doesn't matter. Okay. And so job one is detect the movement and pick it up. And so job two is then to do a mathematical computation to come to resolve a question. And the first computer that posts the answer to that question wins the reward. They win the reward of one, the commission used to transport, and the amount of energy that they used to do this transaction gets logged, put into the block, and every 10 minutes the block is then revealed. And the portion of Bitcoin that is created in that block every 10 minutes is then distributed out to those machines that contributed to that process right then within those 10 minutes. And they are distributed that Bitcoin based on the amount of CPU power, call it hash, that was contributed in the process. Okay, so that's step number two. Now, the way we come in is we have a booster. It takes over step number one. It detects the movement on the network. Now, there's another thing that you need to know about mining is, have you ever noticed that there's confirmation one, confirmation two, confirmation three, four, five, eight, whatever it is, okay? Those confirmations actually don't get paid. They don't get paid for their work. They just simply get paid if they are the first one to post. Okay, so because they don't get paid for their work, there's no point in picking up those jobs. Okay, now so that's what the booster does, is it filters for valuable jobs, it filters for the information, and it doles out these jobs to the respective miners so that the miners are working efficiently, going from job to job to job, and they are working more efficiently that way. And as a result, we make more Bitcoin than what the miners were producing by themselves. So the way this works is we get paid based upon the Bitcoin that we make. The miners were already making Bitcoin, and we're not taking away from what they were doing, but now any Bitcoin that they make in addition to that, we then share with them and back to the booster owners. Okay. And so this is why the booster is an asset that we need to acquire, that it just simply plunks away and makes us money, and it plunk, plunk, plunk. Now, the really cool thing about the mining machine is when you request Bitcoin from BitHarvest, like you get paid every single day and you ask to make a withdrawal, you can trace back that withdrawal all the way back to the mining pool.
When the withdrawal have completed, you may verify the transaction on chain. Surf oaklink.com. Paste your BTC wallet address. Click on the TX ID, which is transaction ID. Verify the date. It was received on March 14th, 2024 at 17 hours 27 minutes and 55 seconds. Note the block height as 834644. Then, continue scrolling down, then click on the sender address, BC1Q4LM, which sent 0.5 BTC. This is identified as the mining pool wallet. By scrolling further, you can verify the input is from BTC, the mining pool company. That's it. You have learned how to successfully verify that your BTC income is the output from BTC, the mining pool company.
And so that you know that this is not a Ponzi scheme. You know that where the money's coming from is it's coming from that every time those blocks are released into the mining pool, that's where the Bitcoin is going to, and we pull it out. Okay. So that's really cool to be able to see a clean slate of where the money's coming from, where it's going to. Okay. Um, this is just some specs about the booster, which I'm going to have Mervin do a little bit of. He likes to do some number crunching, and so I'll bring him on in just a moment, and he'll show you some number crunching comparing between the A70 and the A80. Okay, the A80 is really cool. Okay, it costs $1,500, whereas the A70 only cost $1,000. You can also buy it in shares of 100. It produces about $6 a day, approximately, give or take. So $6 to $20 a day, whereas the A70 only produced between $2 and $10 a day. Okay. And also the A80 makes $750 worth of BTH, which is our coin that, by the way, that coin when I started was 9 cents. Within a couple of weeks, it was 11 cents. And it has slowly gone up, down, all the way until a week before convention, it was 50 cents. The week of, it was 55 cents. The week after, it was 60 cents. And the week after that, it's now 65 cents. And we've had some announcements on we're going to be going on to exchanges. And so this is why the coin is going up. So this is another way of making money is from the BTH and the A80 generates us $750 worth of BTH, and it's paid out to you $1 and change over the next 2 years. Okay, so that is super cool. Okay, so why would you choose us? Because this is the hottest thing in the market. Okay, people are all over the world joining us because this is so cool. So this is just a brief snapshot of the A80, like I said, costs $1,500. It produces BTH, produces BTC, and it's about 30% more than the actual than the A70. Okay, the A70 that we were told there was only 500,000 for sale, and who knows how many there are now, but only the A70 is being broken into shared, so $100 increments. But the A80 is 1,500 is what you can do now. This basically shows a contrast between the two, 18% profit as opposed to 22% profit. It's a little bit more hash than it's making. So this is super awesome. Let's compare running a business with BitHarvest to running a regular mom and pop shop business. Okay. Now let's just use the same numbers, so we're talking about apples and apples. If you buy a business, $50,000 as an example, and you've got to then have product and you've got monthly costs, monthly overhead, electricity, all that sort of stuff, pay your employees. And so your monthly cost, let's say it's $1,000 just for fun. Okay. And your income, let's say it's another, $1,000, and your yearly income is $12,000. So this is, a typical business that people would own. Now compare that with a BitHarvest business. In a regular business, you've got employees, and those are your little workers, okay? And so the more employees that you have, the more money you make, basically, okay? Well, that's the same with a BitHarvest business. But your employees are the boosters. And so the more boosters that you own, the more money you make. And so, for example, we'll buy $50,000 worth of boosters. So that's 50 boosters as an example. Your daily income, however, is like $200 a day. Your monthly estimated income is $6,000 a month. Your yearly is estimated $72,000. And so for the same price, you're getting way more bang for your buck. Plus, you don't have the hassles of dealing with product. You don't have the hassles of dealing with internet and your employees. Your employees don't come sick for work. You don't have any of those hassles. These employees work every single day. They work every single day, and you get paid in Bitcoin every single day. And if you compare that as well, if you want to pay raise, for example, well, just increase the number of boosters that you own. Okay. So let's say you started at 50 boosters, you make, $6,000 a month, approximately. If you want more, well, buy more, 100 boosters, that's $12,000 a month. But on the contrast is maybe you might have to start something smaller. Maybe you start with one booster, making $3 a month. And you build your account to get to the point where what is the income that you need to have every month or every day to make it so that you've got a stable life, so that your income is paying for your needs. Okay, those are my questions to you. Let me talk about how the Bitcoin is shared out that we earn. Okay, so 60% goes back to the mining machines, the mining operation. So including the mining machines and us as booster owners. 35% goes to the marketing portion because people want to buy machines and you need to get paid on that. Okay. And 5% goes back to the business. I'm okay with that because they need to keep the lights on. They need to keep the electricity going. They need to keep paying the good IT department. And they need to keep paying the good accounting department. Okay. So this is all good things. And I'm okay with that. Just wanted to briefly talk about the marketing plan. So there is a way to make a second source of income, which is if you talk to your friend and your friend goes, "Oh, I want to have a booster too." They buy it directly from the main company. That's great. They buy it. You give them your link, but you get paid a percentage on when they buy something. That's super great. And you can go up the ranks as a result of building a team. Now, you get paid the one time on the commission, but as you have more machines on your team, you get paid a percentage of Bitcoin every day as a result of their machines working. So this means that there's no attrition in this company. It means that someone turns on a booster and it works and it continues working. We get a 5-year warranty on the machine and it just continues working. I don't know how, if during that 5 years it craps out, well, they just gets replaced. Okay. But like I've got IT stuff. I've got, USB keys that I've had for 20 years. If one's going to fail, it's going to fail in the first 5 years because that's a manufacturer defect. If it fails after that, very unlikely, especially when there's no one unplugging it, plugging it back in, and like none of that. Okay. So as the more boosters you have, the more you get paid. Short story. Okay. So here's some wallets that you can have. You can have BTC income, USDT income from people buying boosters, and that's super awesome. And you have BTH income as well, because as they go onto the exchanges, we will be able to buy or sell. Well, you can buy and sell them right now if you want to, right from the mono wallet. You can buy up to $50 worth of BTH a day. And you can sell up to $50 worth of BTH until it gets on the exchange, and then you can do more if you want. 70% of what we earn is in our regular commission wallet or the BTC wallet. 30% of what we earn goes to the registry wallet. And you can use that to buy more boosters. And it's a great way to not have to input any more income. You just use what you've got to be able to buy boosters. And so you can use up to 30%, and that's super great. Okay, so wallet descriptions. The USDT wallet is your wallet. You can in or out, doesn't matter. Do whatever you want. In the Bitcoin wallet, you only receive Bitcoin there as a result of earning Bitcoin from the machines or from your team. Okay. And all you can do is withdraw it or swap it to USDT. Now, I recommend that you swap it to USDT because it's cost you 1%. Withdraw it to your mono wallet because it is free. And then from there, just convert it back to Bitcoin and withdraw it to your Exodus wallet. Cost you $2 to convert it and $2 to withdraw it. Cheap. Whereas if you want to, you can pull it directly. You can withdraw it. That's okay too. You just will cost you a little bit more because you've got to pay the network fee and you got to pay the percentage from the mining pool. Okay, so you got to pay that as well. And the next wallet is commission wallet. This is where anytime someone chooses to buy a booster, you get paid there, and that's super great. And the registry wallet, we've already talked a little bit about that. And you can use up to 30% to be able to buy boosters. Now, you can transfer any wallets of these, except for the Bitcoin wallet, the USDT wallet, the commission wallet, and the registry wallet. You can also send funds internally, upstream or downstream, to your team members as needed. It's great. Okay. All right. So you make a referral income off of the boosters if you want, but that's no requirement. But it's a great add-on. Like it's a nicety to go, hey, my friend, I'm having a great experience. Would you like to have a great experience too? Yes, great. Here's a booster. Go buy one. And away they go, they have a good experience too. There isn't anybody in the business that's not having a good experience. This is like the best business ever. It truly is. This is Michael Saylor, okay? And again, I'd listen to what he has to say because he's in the know, okay? All right. So this is the process of the blockchain that we've had so far, okay? So phase one, we had our token. And phase two, we started going to doing have a prepaid credit card, and we also have Web3 infrastructure that's with Mono, and with Mono itself, we also have some dApps that we can connect up to and make some little bit of money on that. Those are running on the blockchain. And in phase five, we're going to be going on to NASDAQ and we're going to be going onto the exchanges as well. So this is super cool, super great. Okay, so a little bit about the Mono wallet. Mono wallet is got two sides for it. It's got a decentralized and a centralized portion. Okay, so the centralized portion is on the left hand, which you see here, and you can in and out, doesn't matter. Okay, on the right hand side of the Web3, the this is decentralized, so you have to have your passphrase, okay, to use it, and that's the one that connects up to the dApps and other functionality that are running on the web. Also, by the way, this is really cool. There is a new feature that's coming out in the Mono Wallet, which is a communication tool which allows you to chat live with another person in another language. So, for example, I'm talking in English and it would send the message. The person on the other side would receive it in English, and it would then translate into the language that they have on their OS, on their application. Let's call it Spanish as an example. They receive it in Spanish, and they reply back in Spanish, and I receive it in Spanish, and then it automatically translates into English. And so it's like, this is way super cool. Okay. Real-time communication via text to other parties that have the apps too. Okay. So that I wanted to share with you because it's like super cool. Okay. Next, there's bit farming going on. This is a new application that is installed. It's another way to make some money. And it's another way to make BTC, which is the coin on this dApp. Okay. And that would install via Mono. Okay. And you guys can go on that. It's running on the network. So the BTH token is we have it on our Mono wallet as well, and it will be brought onto exchanges shortly. Okay. Here's another game that is running as well on our blockchain, and it's called BitBull. This is pretty cool. Another way to make some money. Okay, so this kind of gives an overview of all the little things that are running on our blockchain, and we're adding more things on the blockchain as we go because this is, like I said, they're building a community and they want us all to be able to be successful, make money, have good experiences, have fun, lots of different things go on the go. Okay, so let's go on. This is, the regular ecosystem that we're creating here, with the boosters generating income, the little applications generating income. You get the Mono wallet working for us, all sorts of stuff. You get paid and all sorts of things. And in the end, we're going to get listed in NASDAQ, and that's super cool. Okay. So we're going to, this is like super cool, guys. Okay. This is, on the top row, applications that are coming online onto our blockchain. And so we've got Mono, we've got BitBull, we've got okay, that's the first one. And in December we're going to add a couple more, and there's 300,000 holders will be expected at that point. In June we're going to be adding another one called Launchpad, and that's 600,000 holders we're expecting at that point. And in December 2026, kind of a cool one. This one is Blind Box. I don't know if you guys know what Blind Box is, but I didn't know about it before. Blind Box is basically people are ordering stuff from Amazon all the time. Okay. But sometimes it just doesn't get delivered. They attempt to deliver it and there's no reclaim of it. And so what happens is you have these boxes that are sitting around in Amazon and they go, we don't know who they belong to or where they come from. They've been sitting here for X amount of months or whatever it is. So they sell them off. And so that's what this blind box is that you can $1, I want that box, $1, I want that box, and you bid for them. You don't know what they are until you open them up, but it's kind of fun. So second portion here, the CEX roadmap. This is the best part, okay? So our coin is going to be listed in June 6th. So just a couple of weeks from now, just a month away on our first exchange. It's tier 26. We're not going to start at the very bottom tier like, Pancake Swap and stuff like that. That's a waste of time. So we're going up from there onto the 26th tier, and it gives a good opportunity to start building our community as we go. People, start to trade the coin, and that's super awesome. The next exchange we're going on to is in September, and that's MEXC, and it'll be top tier 7. The next one after that is in March of 2026, so a year from now, and it'll be tier 4. Like, you get to know these ones as you come up the list. You get to know them by name better. Okay, so Bybit is the second ranked exchange at 60 million users, and that'll be listed in December 2026, and then yay! We're going to Binance. And then that's the top tier exchange. Okay, 120 million users in 2027. So that's the timeline of where we're getting listed. And so we're slowly bringing ourselves onto more exchanges as we go. And this will result in our coin, the BTH, is going to skyrocket in price, by the way, guys. Like, I've seen it happen with other coins. I've seen it happen. So get your BTH now while you got a chance, while it's cheap. And then if you want to sell off a couple of pennies, yeah, go ahead. So milestones that we've had along the way. So we've had lots and lots and lots of chats with Binance, because they're the guys that are behind the technology behind BitHarvest. Like, these guys know and understand blockchain. They know and understand the proper way to have token economics, okay? Because this is their background. Lenny Hurling came off of the Ethereum project, okay? So this is why Binance has been interviewing us lots and lots. In April, we got Alliance, which was it was insured. In May, we won a reward. In June, we got some other rewards, and we continued on. We had the company traveling all over the world, and October, November, lots of different stuff. Okay. Our journey continues. We had some more road shows, again, traveling all over the world. And then we brought on the Mono wallet. And then we brought on the BTH launch on the blockchain. Okay. And now we're projected to be 100,000 users. So to continue on in 2025, which is this year, of course, we've got the summits going on, and we had our birthday celebration just a few months ago, and the Web3 summits as well in Jeju Island. We're going to have that. 2026, here's some more things that are coming up. Okay. So we've got some events going on in Hokkaido, Japan, and cool of all cools, NASDAQ. That's the one we're going to be listed in NASDAQ. And at the convention, they showed us the paperwork that they were working through. Of course, they blacked out the secure information. And so the NASDAQ, they're being listed in September 2026. And by the way, there's going to be a party in Las Vegas. So make sure that you're planning to get out there, because it'll be great. Okay. So that's a little bit about that. So the BitHarvest card is out, and you can apply for that. We've got merchandise that's coming out as well in the store. You can pay for that with the BTH, pay for that with the USDT and the Register wallet as well. So that'll be super awesome. Okay. So we've got Expo in Dubai in 2025 that we're going to, and lots of events. Okay. So I'm at the end of the presentation now, and you have lots of ways to contact us.
Is it better to buy the AI80, wait till you earn that $1,500, or put in $1,500 US to buy the AI80, or should you just start with the AI70 and increment at $100? So we're just going to compare the AI80. This column here is the equivalent US dollars based on my AI80. And this here column here is the mean average of all my AI70s each day. The number in between, the ratio between the two is 287. If you take all of these AI70s and take the average of that, that comes out to 2.87. The difference between that and the AI80 is 2.04. In my spreadsheet here, if you were to start off and you had to make a decision whether you were going to buy one AI70 or one AI80, this is just your daily income. So $2.87 based on my AI70s. Balance, if you had 287, the next day you had 287, you get 573, add another 287, the third day you get 860 and so forth. So once it reaches $100, then you know that you can reinvest to buy another share. And then it will increment the boosters by 0.1. And so every $100 that's accumulated over here, will add another share to the AI7. It's going up by tenths. And when it changes to two full boosters, so it actually beats the AI80
by 6
before
days. But the
Yes.
second time, so when it goes from 2 boosters to 3 boosters,
Yeah.
the A80 beats it. And from there on.
Here you can see the AI80 has now you've earned enough from the AI80 to buy your third booster, AI70, and it doesn't get to 3 until the AI80 soon catches up and will pass and really accelerate faster than the AI70 10 days later. You're only making, in my example, close to $2.90 per day as compared to the 584 for the AI80. Instead of starting with one full booster, maybe you could afford to buy 2 full boosters. Well, that's going to really move you up on the chart here. The AI70 will never catch the AI80 then, if you're buying equivalent numbers of boosters. The other thing that might be interesting is this is a 2-year projection, a 5-year projection. You can really see as time goes by how it accelerates. The compounding effect of return really accelerates as once you get up into earning the amount, let's say $1,500 a day. You could buy another booster every day.
How many 880s do you need?
You would have then enough every day to be buying an additional booster, which is
257. All right. Well, if there's no other questions, then I guess we'll call it a night.
Go talk to the individual that gave you this video. They care about you. They want you to have a good experience, just like they're having a good experience. Go talk to them. Go create your ID and get your account going. I would encourage you also to buy a booster. Look at your situation and determine what you can do and take action. If you don't take action, you're actually really losing money every day, because the power of the money that you're in, the currency that you have, is going down. And so every day you are losing the ability to buy stuff. Okay? You're losing the ability to pay for stuff. Go take action. Because if you take action, you now have a way to make money. You now have a way to circumvent the lowering price of the dollar, and you now have an ability to make money. You now have an ability to get out of the rat race. Your friend cares about you. That's why he gave you this video. Go talk to him. Have a good experience, just like the rest of us. Make some withdrawals and have a good experience. Have a great day. Talk to you in a bit.